Hello and welcome to Not Fake News. We have an article here out of Conservative Daily Post. 17 executive orders in his first week. Here is the full rundown and the list. An article by Leila Velasquez. What else you need fixed? That's what he's saying right there. With a little over a week under his belt, President Trump has issued 17 executive orders and memorandums. He promised to shake up Washington, and so far he's kept his word, in contrast to Obama, who just spent his whole life, the first term, blaming Bush. President Trump has lost no time in working to make America safer, stronger, and greater than it's ever been in 8 years. He is a quick and decisive president, moving indeed so fast that anyone who stepped off the news grid for a cat nap might not even recognize the political landscape and ever be able to catch up again. To date, the new president has issued a total of 17 executive orders. For anyone whose head is spinning, here's a brief rundown on all of the orders and what they mean. Relief from the Affordable Care Act. Signed Inauguration Day, this order allows government agents to waive or delay any parts of the law that cause burden on any individual, organization, or health care provider. Second, a ban on new regulations. For every new regulation a government agency imposes, they must repeal two. There are a lot of ambiguities to such law, such as what constitutes a regulation, and does it mean one regulation or a body of regulatory policy. The order also builds a few exceptions, but these exceptions are at the top of the myriads and other agencies. So, to whom does the exception apply? Lawmakers are still sorting through the law and its applicability. Reinstating the Mexico City policy. Partner of a large move to defund Planned Parenthood and Obamacare, Trump's reinstated this policy from 1985. It prohibits overseas organizations to take U.S. taxpayer dollars from performing or promoting abortion. 4. Withdrew the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the TPP. The Trans-Pacific Partnership was a trade deal between 12 countries that do business on the Pacific coast. It would strengthen businesses between them, but critics argue that it would compromise the sovereignty of the U.S. business. Instead, he writes that he would rather do business with each country separately. Enacting a federal hiring freeze. The order prohibited government agencies from hiring new employees, stating that no vacant positions existing at noon on January 22nd, 2017 may be filled, and no new positions may be created, except in limited circumstances. This does not include the executive branch and military personnel. The Office of Management and Budget is supposed to come up with a plan within 90 days to reduce the size of the government, in which case the freeze will be lifted. 6 and 7. Advancing the Dakota Access and Keystone XL pipelines. This controversial pipeline will ship crude oils, sands from Alberta all the way down to Texas. The construction brings up a number of environmental concerns and has been a hot campaign issue. Trump approved the construction to begin with review by Secretary of State within 60 days. Expediting environmental reviews on infrastructure projects. Infrastructure projects can tied up in permitting for many years, causing a burden on taxpayers, domestic manufacturers, and even individuals. This order eliminates that by ordering the process needs to be streamlined. If it's a no, then it's a no, he said. If it's a yes, then it's a yes, and we could start building. 9. Construction of American pipelines. This action stipulates various actions to be taken to promote domestic manufacturing. 10. streamlining, permitting, and reducing regulatory burdens for domestic manufacturing. This policy strives to reduce the regulations on domestic manufacturing and streamline the permitting regulations. Increasing border security measures. This lengthy order stipulates a number of measures. Mainly, Homeland Security is to start progress on the controversial U.S.-Mexico wall. Further, there needs to be detention facilities at certain points, hiring 5,000 or more Border Patrol officers and train law enforcement along the border to handle the border breach. 12. Removal of undocumented immigrants. This action calls illegal immigrants a threat to national security. It calls for using whatever resources necessary to remove them. This includes sanctioning countries that refuse to accept and return their deportees, prohibiting federal funding to sanctuary jurisdictions in which the law enforcement does not enforce immigration law, enable law enforcement officers to act as immigration patrol. 13. Visa and refugee requirements. Designed to limit those involved in terrorist organizations from legally entering the United States, this order creates a 120-day suspension of all refugee programs and the controversial 90-day travel ban to the 7 key terrorist countries. 14. Review of military readiness. In this order, Trump directed the Secretary of Defense to determine military readiness. Within 30 days, this includes reviewing nuclear and missile defense readiness. He gave them 30 days to come up with something. 15. Restructure the National Security Council. The National Security Council and Homeland Security must be restructured, especially in regards to digitizing their efforts. 16. Ban on government officials becoming lobbyists. High-ranking government officials must wait 5 years after leaving their post before working as a lobbyist in that field, and they can never lobby on behalf of a foreign government. 17. The final one of the week. Ending the long-standing feud with ISIS. This executive order calls for a comprehensive plan within 30 days detailing a strategy for defeating ISIS completely. The new president has indeed shown he means business, actually following up on his campaign promises, which has never happened in as long as I can remember, ever. That's a great article. Just save that one. Share that one. Show everyone what he's doing, and what it means is what he's doing. Comment below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Also, hit the little bell next to subscribe so you get the breaking news stories that we're making all day long. Share this with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. And give us a like. We really appreciate those. Thank you. See you next time at Not Fake News.